This conference will now be recorded.
So in the last class, we started with the object-oriented programming, where we discussed about the meaning of class, then how to create object for a class, this reference, and we have seen about constructors. And some of the important points like whenever we create new object for a class, the values given to the data members are default values. It allocates new memory and the values are default values. And the meaning of constructor is it's a method whose name is same as class name and mainly used to initialize the object. And for constructor, we should not go with any return type. So today the objective is we'll be discussing two topics. One is static keyword and one more packages. Let us initially go with static keyword. Static keyword can be used for data members, methods, and inner classes. The meaning of inner class is a class within a class. A class within a class is called as inner class. The static keyword cannot be used for top level class. The meaning of top level classes is outer classes. So whatever the classes we have created up to now, all are top level classes. Like example, if you create a class, something like my class, then if you use static keyword for this class, then this will go with error. Static keyword cannot be used for local variables. How to identify local variables? Declared within a method. Declared within a method are local variables. Like example, if you take a class, something like my class, and if you create a method inside the class, and inside the method, if you declare any variable, this we call local variable. How to identify local variable? A variable which is declared inside the class. They are local variables. And when we use static keyword for local variable, then this will go with what? Error. It will go with error. It's because local variable n cannot be static. So we cannot use static keyword for local variables. So where we can use static keyword? For data members, methods, and inner classes only. What is inner class? A class within a class. So we cannot use static keyword for top level classes, outer classes. And we cannot use static keyword for local variables. These are the rules. Then, what is the use of static keyword? What is the need of going for static? That is the important point to understand here. The main use of going with static is static members are accessible directly with the class name without creating objects. So without creating objects, if you want to access any member directly with class name, we make use of static keyword. Then this point does not mean that objects cannot access static. Even objects also can access static members. Objects can also access static members. One more role of static keyword is like a static method can access only other static members directly. A static method can access what? Only other static members directly. I'll elaborate this point in the program. Then one more use of going with static keyword is like a static variable acts as a global variable within class. Means all objects of the class can access static variable memory. All objects of the class can access static variable memory. So I'll be elaborating all these parts using a program. Let us go with the program here. Once we see the program, concept of static is simple. Right click on project and say new class static demo with main method. Now in this one, let us create a class, my class. Here we are going with a data member int m. So if you want to access m outside of my class, we need to create object of my class. And the definition of object is instance. An instance of a class is object. So this type of variables, we call it as instance or non-static variables. Call it as what? Instance or non-static variables, means we can access only with object. If you take one more variable like static int n, so when you make a member as static, we can even access with class name also without creating objects. Static members are accessible directly with the class name without creating objects. So that's the reason we call this type of variables as class or static variables. Let us take a method xxx. So this we call instance or non-static method. Now in this method, we'll say m equal to 10, n equal to 20. So when you call xxx method, we'll make m as 10 and n as 20. Let us go with one more method, static void y. This we call it as class or static method. In this, if you write m equal to 30 and n equal to 40. Now if you observe here, in a static method, you are trying to access non-static. See, m is what here? Non-static. So in a static method, if you try to access non-static, goes with error. See the error? Cannot make a static reference to non-static field. So this will go with what? Error. Non-static variable m, non-static variable m cannot be referenced from static context. This is the error here. That is the last but one point. The point what I've given. A static method can access only static. Inside static, if you try to access non-static, goes with error. Now, let's take a method display. In display method, just we will print the value of m and n. M equal to the value of m space n equal to the value of n. Coming to main method, create object of my class. We are creating object of my class. Using object, let us call the method xxx. When you call the method xxx, it will go to xxx method. The value of m and n will become 10, 20. Now, if you call the method mc1.display, the output will be m equal to 10, n equal to 20. No confusions. Now, let us create one more object of your class. My class mc2 equal to new my class. Now, using this object, if you call the method display, what do you think the value of m and n will be? Can anyone guess the answer? What do you think the value of m and n will be?
Should be 30.
Should be
30.
30. How come 30? 30 is commented here, and I said it's error. And we did not call YYY method also.
Can be default.
Default. Something better answer is default. Okay, because this 10, 20 are given to MC1. Then what about MC2? If you are not giving any value, we think of default. But let us understand what is the correct output. That's the main thing to discuss over here. Now, understand carefully. Now, whenever we create new object for a class, whenever we create a new object for a class, first the class will get loaded into the memory. Understand the steps. Whenever we create new object for the class for the first time, first the class will get loaded into the memory, and once class gets loaded into the memory, it's going to allocate memory for static variables first. It allocates memory for what? Static variables first and referred with class name, my class dot n. So in our example, we are having only one static variable n, so referred with class name, and initial value will be 0. Then after that only MC1 object will get created. After that only MC1 object will be created. Then it allocates memory for instance variables. So in our example, how many instance variables are there? Only one, and referred with object name, and the initial value is 0. Let me repeat again. Whenever we create new object for the class for the first time, first the class will get loaded into the memory and allocates memory for static variables first and referred with class name, and after that only object will get created. Then it's going to allocate memory for instance variables referred with object name and goes with the default values. Now when you call the method mc1.xxx, it will go to xxx. The value of m and n will become 10, 20. So the value of mc1.m will become 10. This n will become 20. Now when you call the method mc1.display, we are getting set 10, 20. No issues. Now when we create object for your class for second time, when you are creating object for class for second time, since the class is already loaded in memory, this memory will not get allocated once again. My class.n will not get allocated once again. It's only one time. Then it's going to allocate memory for only objects now. It's going to allocate memory for instance variables referred with object name mc2.m. Initial value will be 0. Now you see the answer by seeing diagram. What is the value of m and n here? M is what for MC2? 0. But what about in 20? What about in here 20? Meaning this memory, this static variable memory can be used by your MC1 object, and this same memory can be even used by MC2 object. So there will be only one memory for static variable. There will be what? Only one memory for static variable, and that memory is used by all objects of the class. All objects of the class. That's the meaning of a static variable acts as global variable within class. A static variable acts as what? Global variable within class means all objects can access this static variable memory. There will be only one memory for static. So the output will be what here? For MC2, M is 0, but what about in common value 20? If you call the method mc2.yyyy, then it goes to yyyy method. The value of n will become what now? 40. Now if you print here mc1.display, for MC1, M is what? 0, sorry, 10. And what about N? It has become now 40. If you call MC2.display, for MC2, M is 0. But what about N? 40. Common value. Static means a common memory which is shared by all objects of the class. That's the main point of static keyword. Now if you do like this, my class dot n equal to 50. Since n is static, we can even access with class name also. Now the value of n has become 50. Now if you call mc1.display, m is 10. What about n? It has become now 50. mc2.display, m is 0. But what about in common value? See, when we run same output, what I've given in comments. So static means a common memory which is shared by all objects of your class. That's about static keyword. And one more point about static keyword, we can access with class name directly without creating objects. So these are the major two important points about static keyword. Any questions, anyone? Please recap it. It is not one go. You have to recap it once again to understand more of static keyword. Now, let us move to the next one. Packages. Very simple topic, packages. Why we create folders in our operating system? To store related files. So by seeing the folder name, we can easily say what is the use of what type of files the folder contains. like songs, movies, games, softwares, programs like that. By seeing the folder name, we can easily know what type of files it contains. Similar way, package is also like a folder only, which contains related classes. It's a collection of related classes. So you can define a package like a package is a collection of related classes. So generally in package, we store doc class files. Package keyword is used to create a package. In order to create a package, which keyword we use? Package keyword. Like example, we'll say package and the name of the package. The standard what we follow for package name is smaller case letters. Standard means not syntax rule. Package statement should be the first statement in source code file. In source code file, we should have only package statement should be first statement. Like example, if you take x.java as a source code file, the first statement should be package. After that only we can have imports. We can have multiple imports. After that only classes. We can have multiple class declarations. This is the order of writing a Java program. Package, then imports, then classes. In a source code file, we can have only one package statement, with multiple imports and class declarations. Very, very important point. The classes under the package. In our example, what are classes under my pack? A and B. The classes under the package are stored in a folder whose name is same as the package name. The classes under the package are stored where? In a folder whose name is same as package name. So once we compile this code, it's going to create a folder mypack. Under that it stores a.class and b.class. That's the reason I said package means like a folder only. Then only public classes are accessible outside the package. If you want to use a class of one package into another, the class must be what? Public. To use the classes of one package into another, we need to import the package. To use the classes of one package into another, what we need to do? Import. Like example, we can say import mypack.a. Then we can use a class. Import mypack.b. Then we can use b class, or import mypack.star. Star indicates all classes under package. The simple conclusion, whenever we want to create a package name. Whenever we want to use the classes of one package into another, import. So these are the major points here. Let us understand this with the example application. Create a package mypack1 in my project. How to create a package in project is, we have to just right click on project. Just right click on project and say new. Under the list you can say package. Go with the package name mypack1. Finish. And see, you can see a package created, say mypack1. Right? So How to create a package is simple. Right click on my project and say new package. We'll ask you the name. So we are going with my pack 1 and click finish. Now let us create a class under the package. Create a class calculator in my pack 1 package. How to create a class under packages? We have right click on my pack 1 and say new class. See here package name my pack 1. Go with the class name calculator. Now write the code. You can just create a class with some methods. See the first statement package 1, my pack 1 and a class. In this you can go with your own methods. I'm just going with some methods like public int add, int n1 comma int n2, and we will say return n1 plus n2. Public int multiply x to argument n1 n2, then we'll return the multiplication of these two numbers. So just like that, you can add some methods. We have just created a class calculator under mypack1 with some methods. Now, how to create a class under package? Right click on mypack1 and say new class. It will ask you the name. We are going with the name calculator and click finish. Let us create one more package here. Let us create one more package, mypack2. Under mypack2, create a class calculator test. Create a class for calculator test. Make check mark to main method. Calculator test. This we need to run. Let us do this step now. Right click on my project and say new package mypack2. Right click on mypack2 and say new class. Go with the name calculator test. Hit main method. Okay. Now in this main method, we create object of calculator. Let us create object of calculator. Is equal to new calculator. Observe here, we are getting error under calculator because calculator is a class belongs to mypack1, but we are trying to use in mypack2. Different folders. So what is the solution now to remove this error? What we need to do? What we should do?
We have to import.
Right, simple. We have to just do import. And now go to Eclipse, just keep mouse pointer on this error and say import calculator from mypack1. It will take care of importing. That's it. So simple concept. Whenever you want to create package name, to use the classes of one package into another, we have to import. These are the final words. Then as visual coding. So just call the method sum equal to, by using object of calculator, call the method add and pass the arguments. Product equal to, by using object of calculator, call the method multiply and pass the arguments. That's it. And we run, get the output like this. Okay. Now let us see the folder structure, how the folders are created. Let us see. So where we are working in C drive 2022 Java Online 16-hour batch number. Now in this one, we are working in Java programs, my project. Just go to the folder where you have created project. In my project, you can see bin. Under bin, you can see two folders here, mypack1, mypack2. So that's the reason I said package means folder only. If you open mypack1, you can find calculator.class. If you open mypack2, it will be a calculator test.class. Then if you come to src, same, you can find folders, mypack1 which contains calculator Java file, mypack2 contains calculator test Java file. So bin folder contains .class files, src folder contains .java files. Simple words to say, package means folder only. Clear everyone? Any questions? No. If you create a package like this, package com.oop.programs, then what is going to happen? How many folders will be created now? How many folders will be created? Creates a folder, com with a subfolder OOP and with a subfolder programs under OOP folder. So it will be like this: com folder, then OOP folder, under that programs folder. So 3 subfolders will be created here. Check it here. If I click on project and say new package com.oop.programs, so dot is like to go with subfolders. Separation of folder is done by dot operator here. Now if you see the folder C, under src you can see com, under com OOP, under OOP programs. So dot is like separation to go with subfolders. That's the reason when we have used this import java.util.scanner, what it means? Scanner is a class file present in util folder, which is a subfolder of Java folder. Present in util folder, which is a subfolder of which folder? Java folder here. Got it? That's the reason whenever we want to use scanner class, since it belongs to some other package, we are going with import. Right? Any questions, anyone? Right? So that's about for today. Now, let us go with the previous assignment solutions. Let us discuss some of the previous class solutions. So let us start off with the first one, like area of circle everyone has done, and this one like write a program to find biggest of even 3 numbers using conditional operator. Let us discuss this. Let me write the logic directly. If you take 3 numbers like n1, n2 and n3, and we'll say int big equal to compare. When can we say n1 is big? When n1 is greater than n2 and when n1 is greater than n3. So when n1 is greater than n2 and even n1 greater than n3, then question mark, we give big value to big, n1 value to big. Else how to indicate else? Colon. So coming to else indicates n1 is not big, then just compare n2 with n3. If n2 greater than n3, then question mark, give the value of n2 to big, else n3 to big. That's it. Then just print the value of big here. What's going to happen? If n1 greater than n2 and even n1 greater than n3, then n1 value will come and store into big. Else it will compare n2 with n3. If n2 is greater than n3, n2 value will go and store into big. Else directly n3 will go and store into big here. One more program, discount program. I'm directly not writing the program name here. Directly let us go with the program. Discount.java. right click on project names in new class, discount with main method, import scanner, create object of scanner, connect to keyboard, and accept the input. So go with the messages, enter item number, will say int item number equal to s dot next, enter item name, string item name equal to s dot next, enter rate and quantity, double rate equal to s dot next double, int quantity equal to s dot next int, right? So we have accepted the input. Now we have to calculate the price. How to calculate price? Double price equal to rate into quantity. Rate into quantity will give price. Now based on price, we want to calculate the discount. Then how to go with the discount? Declare a variable discount. And what are the conditions I mentioned? If the value of price is greater than or equal to 1000 and if that price value is less than 2000, if price greater than or equal to 1000 and price less than 2000, then discount is how much percentage? 10%. So right, discount equal to 10 by 100 means 0.10 into price. Else means if the condition is false, then we compare here. Else if price greater than or equal to 2000 and price less than 3000, and discount is 15%. What, right? Discount equal to 0.15 into price. Else if price greater than or equal to 3000 and price less than 5000, discount is 20% on price. Else so if it is greater than 5000, discount is 25% on price, right? So we have done with the discount part. Then what is our next step now? We have to find the net price. Double net price equal to price minus discount equal to net price. Now display the output. Item number equal to the value of item number, item name equal to the value of item name, price equal to the value of price, discount equal to the value of discount, net price equal to the value of net price. That's it. Now let us run this code. We'll go with item number 111, item name mouse, item rate 300, quantity 3. Then what do you think the discount here? What will be the discount from this program? From the program, what do you think the discount value here? How much discount we get?
None.
No, right? No discount. Based on the task, should be no discount. But from the program, see how much discount we are getting? 225 means 25% discount we are getting. Is it correct output for us? No, right? It's not correct output. So this type of errors we call logical errors. whatever the output you are expecting, if you are not getting, such type of errors we call logical errors. So why we are getting this error here? If all these conditions are false, if all conditions are false, it will go to last else. Since the price is 900, all the conditions are false, so it will go to last else, and it's going with 25% as discount. So that's the reason we are getting 25% here. So what is the, again we have to apply condition here, else if price greater than or equal to 5,000, then only we should go with the 25% as discount. We are right if condition again compulsory. But we are getting error under discount variable, because if all these conditions are false, then what value of discount it has to take? If no value to local variable, and if you are trying to use it, goes with error. That's the reason we have to initialize this discount with what? 0.0. Now see when we run, rate is 300, quantity 3. Now see, we are getting the correct result, discount as 0. Now if you run the code again, rate is some 300, quantity 5 means 1500, then we get 10% as discount. See here, 150, and the net price is 1350. Clear everyone this program? Any questions? Right? And from Java OOP assignment for today's class, and question 6, it is based on static keyword, and question 10 is based on packages. Question 6 is based on static keyword, and question 10 is based on packages. And in tomorrow's class, we'll be starting with a new topic, inheritance.